Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And I want to welcome you to the first official Backtracks and Backlogs video. My name is Andre Silva, aka Tally Drake, and I'm a practicing attorney down here in South Florida. And as an attorney, it's important that once those billable hours are checked in and take time for yourself and embrace your hobbies, whatever they may be. That's where Backtracks and Backlogs comes in. Over the years, there have been some games that we miss, some games that we look over, and some games that simply we just need to make the time to go back to. And that's what this series is all about. And today, for me, I want to start us off with the game that started it all in Star Fox 64.
Message from General Pepper. Priority 1.
Star Fox 64 came to the Nintendo 64 back in 1997, in a year that saw releases such as Final Fantasy VII, Fallout 1, and of course, Grand Theft Auto. This 3D rail shooter puts you in the cockpit of the famous Fox McCloud, leader of the Star Fox Squadron, with squad mates Falco, Peppy, and, depending on who you ask, for better or worse, my boy Slippy.
Don't worry, Peppy's here.
The goal for the game is to rack a high enough score till you reach the end of each level and take down the boss before you move forward onto the next planet. Now, the real fun of this game is all the branching paths you can take after each mission. That is, if you complete specific objectives in the level, whether it's saving Falco and Corneria,
I'll take this one. Get the one behind me.
hitting all the warps on Medio, or downing that mothership on Fortuna, you are able to go down another path and route towards the end game. You'll see these paths come across as different colors by difficulty, being colors blue, orange to red, and you can decide which route you want to take. Now, I will say 4-year-old me, when this game first dropped, didn't know you can go all these different paths, and quite honestly, a few decades later, I still didn't know how to get these paths without some help from the internet, but hey, you live and you learn. Most importantly, the game still feels great control-wise. I played this now on my Switch through the Nintendo Switch Online, and handling an R-Wing is just like I remembered as a kid. Whether it's boosting, braking, somersaulting, and even, yes,
Do a barrel roll.
one simple click of the right stick should take care of all of that for you. Now, granted, going first person in the cockpit still is not the best way to go about it, and quite honestly, I could see it definitely giving some folks the spins, but all in all, it's a blast just jetting around, locking on targets with charged up lasers, and or hitting them with some good old-fashioned bombs. Back to the branching paths here. There are over a dozen different levels in this game, or in this case, planets, and you play through across all of them through your playthroughs with 6 planets total per run before you head off to Venom to take on
Uncle Andross.
After kicking things off on Corneria, your R-Wing will take you to planets like Zonus, Katina, Sector Y, Solar, and Defense Station. You'll even spend some time out of the cockpit and get behind the wheel of the Landmaster on places like Titania, Macbeth, or even the Blue Marine on Aquis, which, in my personal opinion, is the hardest level in the game, but I mean, it's a water level from the 90s. What else do you expect? Each planet has its own environment, enemies, hit records, and of course, hidden objectives to get that sweet mission accomplished, as opposed to the simple mission complete. Obviously, at the end of each level, Star Fox faces off against a boss before proceeding onward. Each of the bosses have their own unique gimmick that the game highlights for you to focus on. These are often weak points that will stun to leave your enemy open for attacks like the legs of the robot on Corneria, all the way up to the eyes and hands of
Uncle Andross.
These bosses have enough to keep the game fresh to continue each and every single run, and while most are easily dispatched, there are a few on the hard route that will definitely give you some problems if you get sloppy. This is where I look towards the dogfight against Starwolf on Venom, but we'll get there when we get there. Regardless of what path you take, the endgame remains, for the most part, the same. The final run on Venom to take down Andross! The path you take comes down to this. Whether it's pushing through the planet's last line of defense, or, as just said before, the epic dogfight with Fox's rival, Starwolf, that will test your mettle to see who truly is the greatest pilot in all Lylat.
No way! I don't believe it!
Star Fox 64's climax simply does not disappoint. So now, after seeing how the game looks, feels, and plays after all these years, we've come down to the most important question for today. Is Star Fox 64 worth the time in 2024? Say that 10 times fast. The river of time burns is something you can never get back, and as an attorney, mainly I measure my time in billables, where being aka every 6 minutes is 0.1 part of my day, or 0.1 of a full hour. So I'm kind of particular about what time I spend into and critical of how that time is being spent and making sure it is an efficient part of my day and most work of my time. As I say, Star Fox 64 is nearly a few decades after its release is worth the time. Each run you have in the R-Wing takes no more than 20 to 30 minutes, meaning about 0.4 to 0.6. You'll be going at run after run in a single session, and it only takes maybe a couple hours of time to basically go all through all those runs. And after each run, the game leaves you wanting for more. Whether it's you want to go down another one of the branching paths or reach simply a higher score.
This is one steep bill, but it's worth it.
Replayability is the name of the game here, and this game has no shortage of it. I will say, you do miss out on a bit of the multiplayer, as having dogfights on split screen with friends and younger siblings truly was what made the game perfect back in the day. But other than that, this game is simply, as I just said, perfect just to detach and disassociate for a few simple runs after a long day out on the job. And quite frankly, this is a game that, for the most part, will always have you coming back because of those branching paths and because of what I just said, how the replayability of this game is second to none. All in all, this is about backtrack worth heading back for. I forgot how nostalgic it is heading through the Lylat system with the gang was, and it was being a short game designed for runs and replayability. This was one you'll definitely come back for time and time again. Big thumbs up for the big homie. Take my word for it, or check it out for yourself. Please feel free to like, share, and follow the channel, and comment below what game you want to see next. This is sort of my real little recess from the law lifestyle, so I got more on the docket for you guys, trust me. Until next time, this is your boy Andre Silva, aka Tally Drake. As always, take care everybody.